Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Game Boy classic house. Now this bad boy is the original version of the Game Boy. The games were very simple, they were in black and white, and I loved this thing. I vividly remember when I very first got this, and I remember sinking hours and hours, possibly days, into Pokemon Yellow on this magnificent machine. If you guys have had one of these, or if you're just into like little retro consoles, then please like this video as it really helps me out. And if you want to make anything else more console related and more fun stuff like this, check out the card system and the description below. If you make it all the way to the end, please share the video with a friend. Sharing is caring. Without any further ado, let's get started. And as a little side note, if you make it all the way to the end of the video, I'll show you what I have done to the inside. It's not exactly an amazing interior, but it will kind of showcase to you how much space you have and how you might divide it up. So before we begin, here are all of the materials that we are going to be using. We only need one bar full. We need light grey concrete, black concrete, magenta concrete, cyan terracotta, stone brick stairs, some oak doors, green glass, that's very important, and some lime concrete. Now, once you have all of these materials, please pause the video if you have to. We can begin. So, I'm going to start off the build by placing a single cyan terracotta on the ground. On top of this, place a light grey concrete. I then want you to place, left of this, a cyan terracotta. On top of it, a cyan terracotta. To the right of it, a cyan terracotta. What I then want you to do is, on top of this most right cyan terracotta that we just placed, stack 17 light grey concrete on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I then want you to place a sideways stone brick stair on top, facing that way. Going left of this, place 9 light grey concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then another stone brick stairs facing that way. We then have to place a row of light grey concrete. Now, you do not have to count this out. We want to almost, the word being almost, connect this down to the ground. We want to go all the way down until we are 1 block away from the ground. You then want to go right and down. So the effect is this. Then I want you to go right of the block that hit the ground, and I want you to place 1, 2, 3 light grey, an oak door, and then if you like you can even place a few light greys going right. I then want you to place upon this left cyan terracotta, I want you to place a light grey concrete. Left of this, place a light grey. On top of this, place a grey. On top of that, place 2 light grey concrete. 1, 2. Place a magenta concrete on top, light grey to the right, magenta to the right. Take the grey concrete and place another grey left, a light grey left, 2 grey left, 2 light grey on top, black on top of that, a black to the left, and then down, left, above where you just placed it. So we'll end up with this in total. I then want you to place a light grey concrete on top of the plus shape. This was the D-pad, directional pad, how you would move around and such. Place a light grey on top, followed by 2 dark greys on top of that. 1, 2. Place a dark grey going left, and then 3 on top. 1, 2, 3. Place a lime concrete or a red right here. It's either on or charging, or perhaps even off. You could even place another grey if you wanted to. We're going to place 2 grey concrete on top. 1, 2. We're going to go right 1, up 1, right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go down 1, right. And then down by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go left 1, down 1, left to connect. Just like that. We're going to fill the center of this screen in using green glass. The reason we're using green glass instead of, say, like black or grey or whatever is there was just kind of like a weird greeny, very, very sort of yellowy, it's a hard colour to describe, tinge to the screen colour on the Game Boy Classic, or the Game Boy non-colour as you might call it, and that's how it looked actually. I'm then going to continue to fill the rest of the front of this in using light grey concrete, just like this. And if you wanted to stop after you placed this, by the way, after you placed all the light grey, you will notice something quite cool. You will find that it is quite a cool pixel art of a light grey concrete. And whilst I don't really make pixel art anymore, it's kind of a cool thing, really. I mean, if you take the house aspect away, I mean, it's right. Am I wrong? Looks kind of cool. Anyway, we're going to make it 3D now. So I'm going to take these parts specifically, the grey concretes, going to extend them outwards. That is like a select button and a start button. We have B and A on the right, B on the left, and we have the D-pad as we mentioned before. I'm extending all of those out just to make it a bit more 3D, and I mean, it's just as it was, you know, they're supposed to be buttons. The bottom right corner, that's a vent, so, or more, actually, it's kind of like where the sound would come from, but that's what we want to have so far. Now, to make the rest of this 3D, it's quite simple. We're going to grab our light grey concrete and also the stairs when it comes to the top, and we're going to place 6 layers of material coming backwards. So like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. You could even adapt the build if you so chose, and you could make it so that the build was as thick as you like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the amount of space on the inside of this build is directly proportional to the width of this build. Meaning, if you wanted a larger interior, the best way to go about it would be to make the build longer, to make it wider, to increase the depth. So instead of 6 rows, you might perhaps choose to do 9, 10, whatever you like. The challenge with this is, of course, the more that you add, the weirder it looks. So it's not meant to be like mega chunky. I mean, it's a pretty chunky console. I mean, handheld console, I'd still call it a console. It's pretty chunky, however, it's not a literal brick, you know, so there's only about so far as you can extend it back before it starts looking a little funky. I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately, but I wasn't meant to include all of this in the tutorial. I have just found that I have extended back most of the sides now, so I might as well keep on trucking. So now that we have extended the left and right sides, I am going to place a light grey concrete coming inwards from the back pair of stone brick stairs, followed by a grey concrete coming inwards from the light grey. 3 light greys coming down from 3 dark greys coming down from each dark grey. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to join it together like that. And all that is where you would put the cartridge. That's all that is for the actual game. Like, that's where the game would go. And I'm going to fill the back of this in. I'm going to do it top to bottom, left to right like this, or bottom to top, left to right, just like this. The reason being is in Bedrock, as I've complained many times before, and it's not going to help to complain about it anymore, but it will certainly make me feel better. The building speed going up is far superior to that going down, so you can't smoothly go up and down building rows as I would like. Unfortunately, you kind of got to go left to right, but hey, such is life. You know, I really wish they would do something about it, but it is what it is. It's just because I was used to a particular technique of building on the Xbox One, and you know, the Bedrock version is obviously different. But that's the cartridge. Anyway, that is where the game would go. And I'm just going to fill in the top of this. You could fill the top of this in with glass if you so chose, or whatever material you'd like that was transparent, so that you got some more light into the build. I'm, however, going to keep with a more strict grey. And I'm just going to leave the inside of the grey concrete area, this little divot that we have here. As I say, that is where a game would go. So, you know, that's being left open. If you wanted to get ever so slightly more technical, there is also a battery area down at the bottom, but I didn't want to get that too crazy with it. I mean, it's basically just one of those panels that you pop off. It almost blends in anyway. It'd just be a couple of lines with with like stone brick stairs that you hook your nail into it and it pops off the back, and you place your 2 batteries in there, or 3 or 4. I can't even remember how many. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the house 100% fully completed, and I do hope that you too are left with something that looks exactly like that. And I really do like this build. I love nostalgic little trips down memory lane like this, and I hope that you guys do as well. I might be willing to make some more things like this as well, depending on whether or not you guys would like to see it. But before we close out the video, I'd like to show you the original version so that I can kind of show the interior a little bit, show you how much room's in it, so to speak. Oh, and one last very small detail before we end this and have a look at the original is there is a volume button. That's right, there is a volume button that we have to add that sticks out quite a bit. So take out your black concrete, and on the right side of the Game Boy, I want you to locate pretty much where the middle of the screen is. It should be fairly simple, like the middle of the screen right here on the front. It's just below where the lime concrete is. I want you to hold that line and move to the right side. Locate the middle block on the right side of your Game Boy and place a black concrete. Extend that down and up. Just like that. And that is the volume control. It's actually like a little wheel that you turn. If you've ever had like a fidget cube or something like that, it's very similar to that. You like switch it up and down, and that controls the volume. And I just wanted to sneak that in there before we hit back to the original, right where we left off. So let me show you the inside of this build really quickly. It's not very detailed, however, you know, it might be cool just to see. So obviously you enter the build right at the base where we placed the door. And on the inside, I mean, you've got so much room. You can keep going higher and higher. You can have like 3 or 4 levels to this house if you want to, but I kind of have a little bit of an enchantment area / upgrading area / smelting area, plenty of storage, plenty of crafting, a brewing area to the opposite of that. If we go up into the top of the build, and again, you can see there's loads of space, so there's plenty of room. And even as you get up to the top here, there's another level. There's at least 4 levels that you could build in this. All the way up at the top, I basically just have a dual sleeping area with a couple of armor stands around and some chestage around as well. And that's pretty much all there is to it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's quite a big house on the interior, and you can fit so much stuff in it. I mean, it's just kind of cool. I really like the house. It's quite practical as well. It doesn't require too many materials. That's the... got stuck there. It doesn't require too many materials because it is quite small, so it is feasible to build in a survival setting. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please do remember to hit that like button, as I'd really appreciate that so much, guys. I really would, honestly. It'd really help me out no end. And if you have made it all the way to the end, please share the video with a friend. Sharing is caring. And if you would like to make anything else like this, or maybe even some other stuff, if you want some more survival related builds or some more fun builds or modern builds, all sorts of stuff, check out the card system and the description below. I'd highly recommend subscribing to the channel if you haven't already as well, because I do just kind of everything, honestly. Just everything. So check out the card system and the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.